Hi everybody, it's Helen. I'm a writer and I'm also the founder of the Planet Grief blog. And this was a blog that I started in June 2011, which was about 4 months after my husband drowned at the end of February 2011. And when I started the blog, I didn't have any ideas about having pretty pictures or fabulous fonts. I just wanted to write. I just wanted to get out there. And it was never originally intended for anybody other than myself and then 2 or 3 other widows. And it snowballed to reach tens of thousands of people. I decided recently that it was time for the blog to have a new facelift. The blog is effectively the same as it was before. It's just really as if I'd had a facelift, you know, if I'd gone like that. In other words, I look a bit different, probably a bit weird, but essentially it's the same. I've never done one of these videos before. I thought I'd try it because it would be a fun new thing to do. And I really haven't got a clue what I'm doing, so forgive me. I did look on the internet to see how to make one of these videos. And I chose 4 YouTube videos. And I'm not kidding you, they were all done by people who were barely embryos. I mean, they were that young. 3 out of the 4 were boys. One of the boys was naked from the waist up. I mean, I think it was from the waist up. He didn't have the camera on the way down. And one was a girl who was impossibly gorgeous. She was probably only about 15. She kept flicking her hair, sort of like that. I come from the generation whereby we had a computer room at school. And when I say we had a computer room at school, we had a room with a computer in it. It was a BBC computer. And the boys never let the girls go anywhere near it. And then if I ever did get near it, all I wanted to do was play that sort of tennis thing where the balls sort of went across. So anyway, here I am. But I wanted to just tell you that there was this new website, and I particularly wanted to draw your attention to the My Stories. Not everyone wants to write a blog regularly, but 4.5 years of writing the blog has shown me that writing out your stories, your feelings can really help as part of the healing process through bereavement. And I've received many long emails and messages where people just needed to get something off their chest. So what I've done is I've created a little space on the website called Your Stories. And you'll see there's a little drop-down menu and it'll explain all about it. And you can be as anonymous as you like. I do need to have an email address for sort of web safety issues. But if you are called Anne and you've always fancied yourself to be called Roxanne, then that's fine. Whatever is most comfortable with you. And then just write your story or write whatever you want to write, and I will create a little blog post about it, a little section, because we're all at different stages of this journey, and there will be people who land on Planet Grief who look at me and see that life is good again. It really is. Still have bad days, still have days whereby the grief monster gets me on the shoulder and wrestles me to the ground. But those days are few and far between, and when it does happen, I know that I can pick myself up and carry on. But those early days were incredibly scary, really terrifying. And so it may be that someone lands on Planet Grief and comes to the website and would like to read not just my story, going back 4.5 years, but stories from other widows and widowers, and reflect on what they say. And there's also there are blog rolls for other bloggers on the side as well. Don't worry about spelling or grammar or sentence construction or anything like that. I used to give writing workshops to young teens, and I used to say to them when they were sitting there, you know, frightened as to what they were going to say, just write as if you have your best friend sitting opposite to you, and tell them a story. Tell them a story in your own words. You know, something happens to you at the shops and you come home and you ring a friend to tell her. You don't get het up, or caught up rather, in you know, how am I going to tell her this? What am I going to say? Is my punctuation going to be correct? You just say it. You just tell the story. But when we're faced with putting something on paper, we get really sort of hung up and uptight about it. No one is going to judge you for your spelling or grammar. There is no comparison on Planet Grief. We are all equals in grammar and grief. Believe me, in this space we really are. So just write to your heart's content, and if you want to press the publish button, do. The email gets sent to me. I have a quick look at it to make sure that you haven't said anything racist or homophobic or anything that could really, really upset other people. And if you haven't, I will publish it on the web as your story, and I hope that it helps you heal. Anyway, enough of me now. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I'm going to have a little attempt at editing. Thank you. Do go over to Planet Grief. Lots of love to you all. Bye-bye.